Today we are going to talk about one of the cognitive principles, which relate to the mental and intellectual function. And the principle we are talking today is automaticity principle. And may I please briefly introduce this principle?
Okay, so when we say automaticity, we simply means the ability to perform without even thinking. This is also emphasized in driving. For beginner drivers, when they drive, they have to think. They have to think what to pull or what to push, or what should they do next, and whether they are doing the right thing. But after they drive more often, they would gradually take on the skills of driving, and they could drive without even thinking. They could even talk on the phone at the same time. And the ability to perform something well without thinking is automaticity. And this is also same in learning a language. Thank you.
And Donna, what's the importance this principle highlights?
I think the highlight of automaticity is to learn a language by absorbing the language subconsciously. And it does not put its emphasis on forms, but rather learn through context. For example, children are more likely to adopt automaticity because unlike adults, adults are more likely to focus on form and peripheral parts in a language. And by doing so, it makes them slower in becoming fluent in a language, and they will not know how to use it in daily life. And overanalyzing the language is not encouraged because this tends to impede fluency.
And Iris, please tell us why the principle says that focus on language forms is not necessarily harmful.
I think it's not necessarily harmful, especially for adult learners, because for adult learners, they have been accustomed to the learning environment that pays a lot of attention to analyzing the language forms, such as the explanation of grammar rules or some grammatical exercises. So I think, especially at the beginning of language teaching, the teacher pays the moderate attention to the forms of language can actually help students lower their anxiety and make students feel much more secure and help them understand the language better.
And Albert, by hearing others' opinions and your comprehension from the textbook, what's your reflection of this principle?
I think my learning experience is pretty much to like the principle of automaticity, and I think I'm halfway to it because when I first learned English, I was very conscious of the language forms such as grammars and the use of words. But now, like in some occasions, such as self-introduction, I can actually achieve automaticity because I was constantly asked to do self-introduction in English. So in that kind of occasion, I can use English very fluently. So I sort of attain automaticity. But for topics that I'm not familiar with, I still become conscious of the forms. So I think I still need practice. Thank you.
So it's the end of the video. So does anyone have any questions about this principle and want to ask our teacher Tony?
Yes.
So Albert, what's your question?
Okay, we are wondering that if what's the difference between principles and approaches?
Are you looking at?
And and we're also wondering if, like, in the class you told us that if we can practice speaking English fluently, like without a stop, for like 3 minutes at home by ourselves. I'm wondering if this kind of practice is a kind of principle of automaticity.
Anything else? No.
So if anyone knows the answer, we will be happy to see you leave comments below our video.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.